Yo, Zach, what's up? It's time for a little story time, I think. Country girl, what's going on? Bullseye Ben, you're the first. Hey guys, listen. Like the channel, you know what to do. But I'm all fired up. Like I am absolute. I'm on fire today. Let me talk about my week. First, Friday, so we had stomach issues. Went to the hospital. I knew I was having my appendix out. We had the appendix out. We got battle scars. We're all messed up. Um, and then from there, we get into a long, hard weekend of just laying around doing nothing except for eating and not pooping. Um, Fast forward to Tuesday, we go to work. Wednesday, we go to work. Miserable day at work today. Felt like crap. And I'm starting to formulate a plan for what we're going to do. Yo, Tony, it's the Corey, man. What's going on? Anyway, Bullseye, you should have went live. Eli, I'm doing all right. Anyway, trying to formulate a plan for me to get in a tree and try to hunt some deer this weekend because guess what? It's opening weekend of rifle in Pennsylvania. Zach, thank you. I know they're going to be awesome battle scars, but I really didn't want them. So I have this thing against hunting with a muzzle or hunting with a high-powered rifle. I didn't want to do it, and I called my brother. He's still got my muzzleloader. There's no chance it's getting out here, so I went and bought a new one today. I bought a bunch of other stuff too because I needed some more stuff, including black powder. I got 2 pounds of black powder, which cost me what, $80 just there. Bunch of different kinds of bullets because Al and I are going to shoot. Well, I'm getting there. Give me a second here. You want to see the battle scar? You want to see the gun? Anyway, this isn't my favorite choice. I don't like this. I don't like it. But I've already opened the box because I had to check it out. I had to make sure everything was there. Everything was legit. But I went out and I got a Traditions. It is one of the newer Traditions, right? It is a PA pellet flintlock. Okay, so I've still got to put some stuff together here tonight before I go to bed. I have some flint over here. I've got to find a piece of leather that I like. I might actually take a piece of leather off the good old raccoon over there, but probably not. I'm probably going to use a piece of coyote fur in there. It's got a great frizzen, all your standard stuff. It does have fiber optic sights on there. The barrel is Cerakoted and it's also fluted, which is it's a really sharp looking little muzzleloader. The only difference though from what I'm normally used to is they don't have an octagon barrel, right? And they're certainly Cerakoted, which is great, but it has a removable breech on there. We'll get to that when we do a full review and we break it down. The other really nice thing about it, it has an aluminum ramrod, right? And this thing, it's a really nice ramrod. The barrel's 26 inches long. It's a chromoly barrel. It's got the inline ignition. I can use both the, I don't know, what do you even call it? The little powder pellets? Man, we go black powder all the way. And then it's got some sling swivel studs on it, which are going to be great for when I'm out in the saddle. So my old faithful, right? I use the GoX, man. That's my black powder of choice. You can see here how we've got a 3F and a 4F. Any of you guys that are black powder enthusiasts know which one's which, right? The finer powder always goes in the pan, and the coarser powder goes in the barrel. Again, I let my brother borrow my old gun. I don't know what the disposition of that gun is. I know right now that it's got a ball in the barrel. It's had a ball in the barrel for the last 3 or 4 seasons because he hasn't hunted with it since then, and I can't even remember bringing it back to him. It's not a firearm, Ben. It's a muzzleloader. And that muzzleloader has been laying in the back of his, like an old truck, an old work truck that no longer works, with all of the other stuff that I gave him, including the powder and everything else. So I even went out and I got myself a set of Traditions all brass handy dandy. Look, you got your ball starter, you got your powder measure, you got your charge for your frizzen and your flash powder, and then you got your main charge there as well as your pick. So I have all of that stuff. I'm also getting lazy in my old years, so I like pre-lube patches. I don't know why. Pre-lube is great. I got a ball puller. I got a worm. If you guys are into it, you know what it is. And then I got a couple of European flints. So we're gonna pick one of those. I have a couple containers with a bunch of other flints in them too. Like I said, I'm probably gonna cut a piece of leather off of that old Bomad. Nice hat. Hey, thank you, man. Traditions has a black powder build kit. Bullseye. I checked out the black powder build kit. The only ones that they had at the Cabela's that I went to were percussion cap, man. I was so sick over that because I really wanted to build one tonight. Power belt. I've never used power belt. I've never used a Sabo type bullet inside of a muzzleloader. But what I'm going to do, I bought a couple. I bought some 240s, I bought some 245s, and I bought some 295 grains. All right. So the power belts, they come highly recommended. Now they're not recommended for this gun because they have Traditions makes a bunch of stuff. And then the Hornady XTPs, I mean, they've got to be solid. I've used Hornady balls forever. I'm not going to take them out of there, but you guys can see how small the those are what? Those are the 240s. Yep. Those are the 240s. They just pop inside those green Sabos. Same as the power belts. You guys know the deal, right? Sabo black powder rifle barrels are amazing. Well, that's why I wanted to try it. That's why I got a PA pellet. That's why I'm trying the Sabos. The last time I was out, I tried to shoot one at like 200 yards with a round ball. It didn't work out too good. But anyway, I think that's all the stuff I got. Again, we're using a 3F powder, a 4F powder. We got the new setup. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to go live and shoot a little bit. YM, I think the power belts are probably going to be what works best in here based on what I'm reading off the formats, or I mean the forums. And again, a lot of people are going to ask, well, you guys won't because you know me too well. Well, what would you use a muzzleloader for in rifle season? Well, we're giving the deer a chance, right? Bullseye, you don't want to get into this, man. Oh, yeah. All right, anyway. So I think I got caught up there with some of the comments. So what I'll probably try to do tomorrow, again, it's going to rain, so it's probably not a great situation for that. But we're going to try to get out, do a little sighting in. Alice, what's up? We was just talking about a little flintlock tonight. Glad to have you on. We're going to try to get it sighted in. I'll probably only shoot it out to maybe 100 yards, maybe 75 yards. We don't know yet. We'll figure that out. We're going to see how the power belts group. We'll see how the XTPs group, and we'll probably see how the round balls group. Al's going to take one of his out, or maybe both of his, and we're going to try to get them sighted in. What I'm really psyched about is the sights on it, right? Because like I'm used to just a blade and a brass front sight, blade rear sight, not a whole lot of adjustment. So I'm totally psyched about that. We're gonna get it out there, put it through the paces, and see what happens. But as far as the plan for this weekend, Al and I talked about it today. You guys probably heard from him on the live when he was chatting about it a little bit. Saturday, we're going to Maryland. I think I'm going to be able to pull a bow back by Saturday. I don't know if I'll be able to get in a tree, but I'll be able to pull a bow back. And if I can, great. We're going to Maryland. And then Sunday, you guys like this one better? I personally like this hat, right? Like I'm all about crazy hats. I don't know why. But yeah, Saturday we're going to go try to kill that big 150, 160 inch 8-point down in Maryland. Al and I are both going to set up on it. No, we're not going to use no crossbows, Ben. We don't play that game. Simon, hello from England. How are you? Yeah, the Rocky hat is awesome. Both of them are super warm. This one, it probably needs a little hair gel. You know, this rabbit fur. And then Sunday, we're going to do a little bit of probably a morning hunt at least with bow mat outdoors. We're going to go out. Again, we're going to take the muzzleloaders out in the PA rifle season and try to whack a doe or two. We don't have any buck tags for PA. You have to look at bow mat if you want to see some buck shooting going on. But that's the plan that we have. And then Monday, I've got to drop the kid off early. And then after he goes to school, then I may sneak down to Maryland for an evening hunt with the bow. We're going to see how I feel. And that's also, it's dependent on what Al's doing, because if Al's tied up and can't help me, the worst thing I could do now is shoot a deer without help, because I can't drag anything. I can't hardly do anything. So we got to play it by ear. See what happens. See what happens. Man, I'm super stoked about this. I don't know about you guys, but I am super stoked about it. It's also going to be super cold. We're talking like down around 17 or 18 for a low on Friday, so got me a little something to keep me warm. Got me a little something. And maybe this spring. Alice, I'm going to. My wife beats on me all the time. She's like, listen, man, don't go out there and get hurt. So I don't want to. Because she'll beat me up even worse. But I also, long term, I want to make sure I'm all right. So I'm making sure I'm pacing myself here. Like, I'm really pacing myself. Bullseye Ben needs to know if there's anybody with land in Oklahoma. What are you going to do? Go out and shoot a little bit. Do a little something. Now, I had one of these. Like I said, I let my brother use some of my stuff here, and then I'm never going to get it back. So, whatever. Cool part is they've now upgraded. They put the little emblem on there. All this is it's a little powder horn. It's like the old school powder horns, that they make out of regular cow horns, except it's a little smaller, a little bit more compact. And then it's got a spring-loaded mechanism where you can actually fill this nipple up until it's full, and then you can measure it out real nice. I have a couple of these powder measures laying around, but they came in a kit. It's way cheaper than buying the whole thing. So the way this works, there's a set screw at the bottom. You can open this top up. You work this set screw, and then you've got detents on there, right? You can put that up to, man, with the light in here. I'll tell you what it says. It goes all the way from 10 grains all the way up to 120 grains. Max charge. So we would set it for like 100 or probably 90. Fill this guy up. Close this down. Dump it in the barrel. Get ready to go. Max charge on this muzzleloader with regular powder, right? Black powder, it's only 150 grains, right? So make sure you know what your max charge is if you're going to get into something like this. Be familiar with what you're doing. Don't hurt yourself. And then you got your little, this is, it's another powder horn. There's a spring-loaded assist here too, and there's a little bit of a hole. So you fill this cavity up with your finer flash powder. See that there? And then all you have to do is put that right on the frizzen. Fills the frizzen up, or right in the flash pan. Then close the frizzen on top of it. Holds all the powder in there. Just don't get anything wet. Don't get it wet. And then I've got a screw off something else that shouldn't be. I shouldn't have the screw laying here. What's that for? I don't even know. I don't know what it's for. Well, I don't know what that screw's for. Well, we're going to have to read. Reading's fundamental. Yeah. Boy. Oh, it's got a universal cleaning kit. Ah. Anyway. Sick of wearing a hat. It's hot. But we will be wearing that this weekend. It's gonna be frigid. So we're excited. Maybe I'll put him over here on Buck. I don't know. Put him over there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about. Well, maybe I'll open these power pelts up, or maybe I'll open the TTP, the XTPs up. Did I bring my knife? I don't think I did. I'm not even going to be able to open. I don't have a daggum knife. What I am experiencing here, guys, is there's a lot of challenges here in the stomach wall. And anytime that I'm moving, stretching, or putting pressure, I can feel it. And it's not one of those uncomfortable little feelings. It's a legit feeling. The doctor asked me when I was leaving if I wanted any pain medication, and I told him specifically, no, I don't want any of this stuff. Yeah, I'm not. Those pre-measured pucks, we're not going to do that, Ben. We like to measure out our powder. Again, that's the whole design of the PA pellet rifles, and I'm not into that. A lot of guys have trouble with it, so I'm going to stick with what works. I know that black powder is going to ignite the fastest and the most consistent. Those pellets, man, I'm not getting into them. I'm just not doing it. I like to do stuff the hard way. You guys know that. You guys already know I like to do it the hard way. You guys jump on and watch Al shoot it all? No? No, we didn't watch Al shoot. Al's a bum. I don't even know how these work. So yeah, the offering from Hornady that I chose was they're the XTP low drag sabos. What's interesting about this muzzleloader is it's a 1 in 28 twist. The older versions of these, the old one that I had a 1 in 48 twist, which was probably very bad at trying to stabilize a longer projectile. So these are a smaller. They measure, I think, 0.6 inches total in length. Is that what they are? I think that's what I looked up online before I chose them. And these are the 240s. So at 0.6, going through that 1 in 28 twist, they're gonna stabilize pretty well. And all they do is they just drop down inside of that green sabo there, and then you smash that down there with your ramrod. You know, no patch, no lubrication required. I mean, you want to have your barrel good and lubed. But, and then everybody talks about the power belts. Like the power belts, the power belts, the power belts. These are roughly the same size. I think they are 0.61 or 0.62 in total length. I'm going to pull one out just to look, because I'm going to compare them. Because I did a little research, not a lot, but I did a little research. Because, like I said, I had never shot sabos before. This is all, the sabo market is all new to me. I always shot just round ball. All right, so I have it backwards. I think the Hornadies are 0.62, and the other ones are 0.6 or something like that total length. But that includes that little nub down there at the end. And you can see the difference in the size. But look at that projectile down there at the bottom. That's the bottom, right? This one's flush. Just sits in there. They're all hollow. You know, so I would expect them to fly much better than, say, a round ball. Do they get higher velocity? Maybe. I just think they stabilize better in the rifling, Ben. But we're gonna find out because, like I said, I have quite a bit of experience with the round ball stuff, and I used to make my own round balls. So this is all, like I said, it's all new to me because I grew up super poor. We didn't have money to spend on. Do you see the price of these? Do you see the price of those? There are 20 of them in there. You might as well be buying 30-06 rounds. Yeah. And I don't have the price on the 295s, but I think they were more. They were like $3 more. The XTPs weren't bad, but I don't remember what they were. Couldn't care. Anyway, the cool part is I want to jump on. I think there were some folks out there when Al was doing the live. They're kind of nervous. They haven't seen me in a couple days. I think Al told them that I died. That wasn't true. I did not die. I did have surgery. It was unplanned. It was, in fact, emergency. It probably saved my life. And we're good. And we're going to move on. But anyway, it's getting late. It's already 10 o'clock. I've been on for a little bit, not too long. But I want to jump off. Yeah, prices are crazy, dude. Like, who would... $27 for 20 freaking muzzleloader bullets. But I'm going to jump off. I'm going to let you guys get back to doing your regularly scheduled thing. Thanks for jumping on. I'm glad I could jump on and say hi. And hopefully Sunday, we just show you how this all works. I'll go live in the morning when we shoot. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody. All right, dudes. You guys take care. Hey, Bill, I'm looking forward to doing some hunting with you on Sunday, all right? So don't get your panties in a bunch. We're going to do it. And don't get mad when Al and I shoot 3 or 4 deer with muzzleloaders while you're out there with your rifle and you don't shoot any. Don't get mad at us. Don't get mad, Bill. I'm not shooting anything. I'm not shooting anything. I'm not shooting nothing. All right, dudes. Later.